right, guys, for step 6, kind of part 2, we need to gather some evidence, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to go back over to our seesaw, okay? And we're going to go to page 2, okay? Page 2. I'm sorry, page 3. All right, we want to gather some evidence on how the exposition creates irony. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to go back to page 1 and we're going to access our copy of the lottery. And in class, we did a lot of talking about how the author sets the scene. Okay, sets the scene. And in the beginning, sets the scene up that it's like a really nice day. So if you were going to find some evidence about how the exposition kind of creates an ironic ending, what I would do if I was you guys is I would take a snip. I would do that. I would do the new, and the screen goes dark. You highlight what you're highlighting. You hit that copy button, and then you're going to come back over here, all right, to page 3. This is our first thesis point, and we are going to plop that in there so that you have it there, so that when you go to write your first body paragraph, that's going to be all about the exposition, you're going to have this handy. Okay, same thing for your second thesis point, all right, which is going to be all about the dialogue. Okay, you're going to come back over here, and we did talk a lot as we were reading the lottery in class and during class about how dialogue is when, you know, we can, hold on, let me get a better mouse. This one just doesn't work that well for this. How anytime you see quotation marks, that's people talking, that's dialogue. But we focused primarily on when Tessie actually got to the lottery. All right, she was almost late, and she gets there, and she's like, oh, sorry, I'm late. Wouldn't have me leave my dishes in the sink. So what I'm going to do now is kind of scan for quotation marks. Now, this is just the pronunciation of his name. This is just when Mr. Summers is like, little late today, folks. All right, asks for help. Keep scrolling, looking for dialogue. I'm looking primarily for Tessie's dialogue. And we know her last name's Hutchinson, so we're going to stop here. Okay, this is the 9th paragraph, and we're going to take a snip of this because, look, right here it says, thought we were going to have to get on without you. Wouldn't have me leave my dishes in the sink, right? She almost forgot what day it was. You can either use this paragraph right here or this paragraph. I'm going to snip it all so we know where it is in case we need to find it again. And then we hit that copy button up there. We come back here and we just plop it right here so we have it later. If you need to make it smaller, you just drag this in. Okay, moving on. Foreshadowing. Okay, we talked a lot about how the foreshadowing creates irony. And we talked about how it was primarily with the kids gathering the stones. I even have a little reminder picture here. And we know they were gathering stones towards the beginning of the story. In fact, it's actually right here. The children assembled first. Okay, they made piles of stones in the corner and guarded it against the raids of the other boys. That's the foreshadowing we've been talking about. Again, I'm going to just take a snip so I know where it is. Now, of course, you can use direct evidence where you actually says that the text states, comma, quote, and then you put exactly what it says. Or you can use some indirect evidence and you can kind of paraphrase. But either way, I'm going to put this here so that I have it. Okay? All right, now listen, I'm going to have you guys add your own evidence and find your own evidence for the third essay, but